Operation Storm, which ended with the liberation of most of Croatia's until then occupied territories, began 21 years ago today. At the time, the Croatian armed forces moved forward on a number of fronts in Dalmatia and farther north in Lika, as well as the Banovina and Kordun regions south of Zagreb and Karlovac. Ahead of tomorrow's national holiday, which commemorates this major victory, today a representative of the Croatian president, the Zagreb mayor, and other officials attended a ceremony in Zagreb's Mirogoj cemetery and laid wreaths for those who had lost their lives in the war. And the recent, seemingly endless diplomatic spat between Croatia and Serbia continues. Now Serbian Justice Minister Nikola Selakovic called out not just Croatia but also the European Union. He claimed that the European Commission's response to a sharply worded letter from the Serbian Prime Minister is insubstantial. To recall, Serbia has recently protested the overturning of the war crimes conviction of Branimir Glavaš and the unveiling of a statue in Dalmatia to the rather problematic Miro Barišić, who killed the Yugoslav ambassador to Sweden in 1971. Croatia's current Justice Minister Ante Šprlja said this is in fact a case of Serbia turning attention away from the fact that it is not fulfilling the requirements of the International Criminal Tribunal in The Hague, which has already sent several formal notices thereof to the Serbian government. On the political scene, the coalition building among the smaller parties and groups ahead of this September's elections continues. The left-leaning independent slate of former MOST member Stipe Petrina, Free Croatia, and the Together movement announced that they have formed the No Sale coalition. They also appealed to the activist coalition consisting of the Let's Change Croatia movement and the Franak and Living Wall associations to join forces with them. On the other side of the political spectrum, the Ante Starčević Party of the Right, the United Party of the Right, the Croatian Christian Democratic Union, and the Croatian Democratic Party formed what they are calling the Homeland Coalition. The National Tax Administration has begun disbursing tax refunds and announced that all refunds will be paid out this month. This year, the Tax Administration computed the annual tax liabilities of all Croatian citizens on its own, rather than having citizens file their own returns, and it will send out tax decisions that either stipulate a refund or the obligation to pay due liabilities. Utility infrastructure works in the eastern city of Vukovar are in full swing now. This is part of an urban renewal project that is being co-financed by the European Union, which is footing 70% of the bill. By the time it is complete, about 50 streets in the city will be renovated with the installation of a new sewer system and new hookups. The chief of the city's utility department also announced the construction of a new wastewater treatment plant that should be done by the end of 2017. In sports, in football, 3 Croatian teams are hitting the turf this evening to play the return legs of the third pre-qualifying round of the Europa League. Split's Hajduk has the best chance of moving on as they have a 3-point advantage after last week's match against Ukrainian team Oleksandria. They're playing the return match on their home field in Poljud Stadium with kickoff at 8:30 p.m. Also today, Rijeka will face Turkey's Başakşehir at home, while Zagreb's Lokomotiva will go to Ukraine to play Vorskla. Both of the first leg matches for these teams ended in scoreless draws. And finally, the weather forecast for the rest of the day. Conditions will remain stable and relatively calm with mostly clear skies. Winds will be light on the coast with only a smattering of moderate westerly, southwesterly, and occasionally even northwesterly winds. Water temperatures will range from 25 to 27 degrees Celsius and visibility will be excellent. Today's high temperatures will mostly linger at 30 degrees Celsius but get as high as 34 degrees in the interior of the Istrian Peninsula and Dalmatia. The heat will persist in the interior tomorrow, but conditions will become increasingly unstable, especially in the west, where showers accompanied by thunderbolts are virtually a certainty. There's also a high chance of localized storms with hailstones. This instability will spread to other areas overnight with the associated drop in temperatures, so that Saturday afternoon will be about 10 degrees cooler than Friday in most places. Skies will then clear up, but they will still be relatively windy and cool on Sunday. Besides showers accompanied by thunder with occasional storms on the seacoast, additional problems will be caused by strong and even gale-force Bora winds, which will already hit the northern coast by tomorrow afternoon and spread southward by Saturday afternoon. These winds will occasionally include hurricane-force gusts, especially at the foot of the Velebit Massif. Fortunately, they will die down by Sunday, hopefully enough to keep motorways from being closed.